Real quick, Coach, what's it going to be like run out of the power tee on Saturday in front of 102, 455? What's that going to be like for you?
It's you know, as it gets closer, a lot of guys have talked about it, and you know, it's just there's so much pride in being the offensive line coach and being assistant coach here that can't wait. I mean, for the entire day, what it all entails, but you know, thinking back on all the greats that have played here and just the overall tradition of this place, it's just you know, I get chills thinking about it. So a lot of pride and a lot of hard work that's gone in over years, but it's really a good question because I can't wait, and it's been, again, a lot of hard work put into it.
How hungry are these guys to prove they're elite run blockers, since there was so much passing last year? A bunch of them brought that up.
Well, we're going to find out, and we are. And they're the point's been known and made to them throughout this spring and this fall camp of exactly what's going on in the past and exactly what we need to do and what we need to do to take the next step in the right direction as an offense and just the overall mentality about what we do and what we want to do offensively. But you know, it's time to step up and play physical.
Coach, when you have a veteran group, what bothers you? What concerns you in openers? I mean, a lot of people think you got the polish.
No, I just told them. I got done with it, and I said, you know what? There is no. You're not just going to be doing your own thing out there. You know, anytime you go into a first year at a place in general, whether it's experience or not experience, it's that first ball game where they get out there and you cut on the film on Sunday and you said, what is this? This isn't what we're talking or teaching and what we want. So I told them, I said, there's no freelancing on Saturday where you're just not so much winging it, but just kind of doing your own thing. We're all in this in terms of being on the same page with the calls, and a lot goes into this game. As we started the preparation, in the fact of all the communication calls, all the things that, you know, even though they're veterans, it may seem as though, yeah, we know. No, we're not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to cover it all from A to Z, and that's what we did during this week, even tomorrow and Friday, and I made sure that point was known. And I trust in that getting done, but again, it's a process over time of trust developed both sides. And I just told him, I said, there's no just doing your own thing. We're all in this thing doing it the right way we expect it to be.
A lot's been made of the fact that you have a lot of upperclassmen, but you got upperclassmen at tailback too. How much does that help the chemistry between the two groups?
It's good. You know, I mean, obviously they know each other like they do. You know, there's some different things that we're doing running the football that they've, you know, I guess the health part of it was key in the fact that in the spring, the repetition of the run game of over and over. And I think, you know, as we went through this fall of the backs being on the same page with us about the run reads and all those things and just everything clicking that way. But the experience that some of the veterans the backs have is valuable.
A lot of people say that the best leadership on teams, or the best teams have great leadership from the offensive line. Why do you think that is? As an offensive line coach, I imagine you've seen some good leaders and some not so good leaders in different years.
Well, my favorite saying is it all starts up front. Well, you know, there isn't a game out there that it doesn't. You know, it's like, you know, the other one is we got to win up front this week. No, you got to win up front every week, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's pro. So with that being said, there's got to be that voice that, by gosh, if there's something to be done within the team and the door gets shut, it's somebody from the offensive line making a statement of, hey, this is what I don't like, or this is what we do like, in terms of just as a family issue amongst the team, even without us coaches. They got to be the voice. They got to be the ones that, by gosh, everybody else on the team, they look to and say, oh, I'm leaning on this guy because the respect, because of his strength, because of his aggression, because of his toughness, and because his disciplined work ethic and what he does and just the nature of the position. That's something we'll always pride ourselves on.
What do you feel like this group is going into that opener? I know that the issues, a lot of them pop up after the opener and some things, you know, get exploited or what you expect or didn't expect, but y'all have pushed them a little bit at times in camp, and you seem to think they've responded pretty well. What do you think they are right now?
It better be angry, and better be the hard edge that we've been talking about, and you're exactly right. It's you know, we're going to see on Saturday, and I expect us to come out with an attitude and a demeanor about us that it's a lot of work that's gone in, and for the veteran guys, it's been over the course of time, for the years and what they've gone through, that there better be a hard edge to it.
Yesterday, there were a couple of linemen that said get off to a good start is important. Not only in this game, but the season. How important is that for them to build their confidence early in the run blocking game?
It's always good. You know, the thing that you can't do is you can't rely on the big plays, and I think sometimes that gets misleading if there's a huge run, as opposed to understanding and seeing the whole picture of how many plays of run yardage did we get, you know, watching the film on Sunday and seeing where we were productive with either combinations, the back with the right reads, to all those things. But they are anxious to get off to a good start, as all the teams in the country are. It's that anxiety of all the work of the offseason, the summer, and so forth that goes in to say, hey, there's a feeling of I need to be rewarded. Well, there's work that's got to go into that. So they're going to be obviously excited and amped up, but we got to remind them that it can't be all in one play. It's, you know, it's got to come in plays and pick, not so much picking and choosing, but just, you know, grinding it, so to speak. Hey, there's going to be a 2nd and 8. You know, it's just like, you know, I always tell them, it can just one bad light. That's it. There's 5 of y'all, just one bad light, and a play goes bad. So we all got to be on the same page. We all got to be disciplined in our technique, and there's where obviously the execution it'll happen.
How much do you challenge those guys to get them to help Justin as he sort of eases his way into that Saturday?
You know, that I really haven't. I mean, just because I know I've seen Justin around them, and you know, when they do things together, as it's been in the off season, and I know their relationship already, that there's the respect factor, there's the work ethic that Justin has proven, that there's all of that, the respect and the leadership that he's shown, and the respect that they've shown him, and I guarantee, you know, the other day I came in, I guess it was Sunday, and they were in the team meeting room watching film, and Justin was running the clicker. So he has a hold of it in terms of control with his command and that type of thing, and there's a respect.
How valuable is that dynamic then, that you've seen it already out of the quarterback and his offensive lineman?
It's really, I mean, it's, you know, it's his command presence. It's him having that voice inflection of the play, the obviously the cadence call, whatever the case may be, and just the look in the eyes, the trust factor. You know, that they know this guy over time. They believe in him. They believe in the work that he's put in and what he's done. So it's healthy.
Given the importance of the unit and everything like that, and the amount of just years and games that these guys have played, is it one of the biggest accomplishments of this preseason, just you're getting to week 1 and it's intact, healthy, no?
Yeah.
Is that the biggest relief probably?
Yeah, yeah. You know, you got to play the game. If you know, things come up with an injury, you hate for it, but it happens. But there's a fine line where you're still working on the mental part of it, the physical part of it, and all that. But yeah, we're fortunate to get where we're at right now, staying healthy. And you know, there's guys that they're banged up, as most are in the country, but to come out of it, you're exactly right. We're fortunate.
The running backs are the veterans of this offense, and this offensive line has never been described as a great run blocking team. How much improvement have they made over camp, and is that really an emphasis for you guys?
Absolutely. We have improved, and really the biggest thing, finishing a practice, finishing a scrimmage and all that, you know, yes, we'll chart how much yardage we had and whatnot, but I'm more concerned about negative yardage plays. Why did they occur? Was it, you know, again, was it one guy that was poor on a landmark or his footwork? Did the back make a wrong read? You know, was it maybe not a great look, whatever the case may be, but we made progress this fall camp to where we eliminated what we had in the spring from that standpoint, which has been positive. And as I mentioned earlier, we can't rely on the big plays. Like, you know, in the one scrimmage, we had a big chunk play that went for, you know, obviously a big run. But we got to grind it out, sustain drives, and do things like that. So there's been improvement, and obviously we'll find out more on Saturday. But there's been strides taken.
Now, Don, kind of in that same note, has this unit really